The webinar will be about the gvSIG project. This webinar will deal with the evolution of the gvSIG project, the main characteristics about gvSIG desktop and its extensions. The speakers will also talk about the gvSIG association and the gvSIG community. And in order to explain the features of gvSIG, they will present some practical examples through a video demonstration. The speakers will be Victoria Agassi. She is a community manager at gvSIG project and gvSIG association, and also Mario Carrera. He is a language and communication manager at gvSIG project and gvSIG association. Now I will switch to the speaker's computer, and then in the end of the presentation I'll be back to the question and answers session. Victoria, Mario.
Yes. Hi everybody. We are going to start with the presentation that Eduardo told us. The name is the gvSIG project, and we are going to be speaking Mario Carrera and me, that I'm Victoria, and Manuel Madrid is going to help us on the chat side, okay, answering your questions. I want to thank Mundo Geo for the opportunity of doing this webinar. As Eduardo told, this session is called All About gvSIG Desktop. But sorry, 1 second. Okay. As I said, the webinar session is called All About the gvSIG Desktop. But you know that in 1 hour or a bit less than an hour, it's difficult to tell all the issues related to a big project. So we are going to focus some things on community and the association, and then we are going to have half an hour or so about technical demonstration on gvSIG desktop in order to see the features that you can use with the software gvSIG. Okay, then we are going to have more or less 5 or 10 minutes in order to make some comments and answer the questions that will be on the chat. Okay, let's start at the beginning. gvSIG was developed by a regional ministry of the Generalitat Valenciana here in Valencia, Spain. On the map you can see the Comunidad Valenciana on orange color. And this was in 2004 that started the development of gvSIG. The SID, that is the name of the regional ministry, took the decision to start developing a GIS product, a complete GIS product, and the name that they took was gvSIG. That's why we have this name. That's why the letters G and V on the gvSIG name, okay? It corresponds to Generalitat and Valenciana. Okay, well, at 2004, 2 main products or projects were started. From one hand, gvSIG Desktop, that is a software that you can use on PCs, on personal computer, for indoor management of geographical information. And on the other hand, the mobile version in order to use it outdoor. Those 2 products were released as free and open source software. The aim was to have a complete kit for managing geographical information. The source code, the binaries, and also the manuals were released since the first version with the license GNU GPL. On the technical side, from the very beginning, it was important to have, from one side, modularity, and from the other side, to have a way of managing translation in an easy way. So both things were really important. Modularity in order to make the collaboration easier, and to have a software that will be in the future scalable. And on the other hand, well, we know that in free and open source software, the location is something important, and to have the interface, the manuals, all the information about the software in your own language is something important. So internationalization also was a big bet for the project. Here you can see a list where almost all the gvSIG versions are available in order to download. This is a short list that I got from the website of gvSIG. You can see that the latest version is the 2.0 that was released, I think that it was in April, last April. And also you can see that the other latest version is the 1.12 version. I wanted to talk a bit about differences between the 1.12 and the 2.0 because you are going to see that the 2.0 version is the latest one, but it has not all the features that has the 1.12. I want to explain a bit on the next slide why is that difference. Here you can see a small table that is in order to compare both versions. It's not a closed table, I mean that it's only as an example of which are the differences between both. Okay, you can see that, for example, what are the new developments, the new features are all on the second column, on the one for the 2.0 version. For example, new formats like NetCDF, for example, the managing of multi-temporal data. Okay, it will not appear on the 1.12 version. But on the other hand, symbology, the pi and bar symbols plugin is on the 1.12 and is not still migrated to the 2.0 version. The need of a new version of the 2.x branch is because of a huge architecture refactoring and also there's a lot of changes on the APIs of gvSIG. So the main difference between one and another version is on the developing side, not on the user side. On the user side, we're trying to develop all the new features on the 2.0 platform and migrate as soon as possible the ones that are not still migrated. Okay, regarding to community groups, we have on the project 3 main groups that are cross communities that are the one about testing, development, and translation. We can say that these are the main technical community groups. Okay, each of these groups have its own group of coordinator or person that coordinates the work that has to be done on each of them. And on the other hand, we have geographical, linguistic, and thematic communities that each of these groups has also a person or a group of persons that coordinates the work they do. This is an image taken from the gvSIG website. So if you go to the gvSIG website and click on gvSIG community groups, you are going to have the links to all of these groups where you have a lot of general information about them. Okay. On the side of technical decision, we have another group that is called Technical Steering Committee that is responsible for technical aspects of gvSIG. For example, decision on what to develop, what new features to add to gvSIG products, or for example, which strategy you are going to use for develop some specific feature for gvSIG. They are also responsible for the project documentation, not only for development documentation, but also for user documentation. responsible for the collaborative infrastructure. Then I'm going to talk about the collaborative infrastructure because it's the place where community do their work. Okay, here you have, I put the link to what is the general information about this group. This group has is formed by a lot of experts, not only developers, but also GIS experts, geomatic experts. And they have a small group that is called the board that has regular meetings. There on the link you have all the information about meetings and about the group itself. Okay, now we are going to see some of the tools of the collaborative infrastructure that is needed in order to manage the work of the community. We have the main web page, the project, and there you have a lot of information. I will tell you only some of them, the most important. I think if it's the first time that you are hearing about the gvSIG project. For example, you have the downloads. You can download the latest version, but also you can download the other ones. Okay. You have information also about thematic communities like gvSIG Mobile, like gvSIG Educa, like Geo. You also see information about the mailing list of the project, participate on the project, the community groups, as I told you before. So here is focus the most important general information about the project. You can also link to the user and the developer documentation from this website. This is a Plum website. Something important is that translation are managed in order to have the documentation in the most number of languages as possible. Okay. Then another tool that we use in order to make some work related to this is the Redmine website. Here you have the link to the website, and there you can find all related to development regarding the SVN with the source code, regarding tasks that the developers are doing, and also you can see the bugs and the feature requests of some feature of gvSIG. Of course, you can, if you are part of these communities, you can participate in order to do some work. I mean, in order that if you are testing, well, you can create a new ticket. You can add more information to one that is already created. Okay. Another tool really important in order to spread the gvSIG uses is the case study web page. There you have the link also. And here what we have published are use cases that are sent by the own community. I have to say that different case studies are in different languages because each one sent to us in the language that they are working. So maybe you can find use cases in French or in Russian or in English or in Spanish. Okay. Then we have some filters in order to find groups, big groups of use cases. For example, by sector, by GIS sector, or by countries, or by the software that is used for each one. The web page of case studies is part of a bigger one that is called gvSIG Outreach, where you can find a lot of things. The more outstanding are, for example, the thematic maps. You can search for thematic maps with gvSIG and packed in order to be open in another computer with another gvSIG. Or also the spread section where you can find, for example, all the presentation, logos, posters, that the community is working and want to share. Okay, the release, also the release section where versions that are not official are listed there in order to be downloaded by the community. And last but not least, we have some tools in order to communicate with the community and the world in general. For example, the blog, the gvSIG blog, where we try to make posts that are technical. The last month, for example, the last 2 or 3 months, we were posting a lot of information about new feature of the last version of gvSIG. We are trying to make an effort in order to post them in Spanish, but also in English, all of them, in order to have a wider spread of the project. And also we have a planet where nowadays we have almost 50 feeds, different feeds from the community that talk about what they are doing with gvSIG. We also participate in social networks like Twitter, Facebook, Identical. And I want to close this part of the presentation talking only a bit about the gvSIG conferences. Per year, we were organizing 2 big conferences. That is the one here at Valencia, it's always here. That is the international one. And then the other one in Latin America, that is a conference that is itinerant. This year is in Buenos Aires, Argentina, but the place changes year to year. So this is the great opportunity that we have to see each other face to face, because the work that we do the year round is virtual. I mean, it's by the internet. So this is a great opportunity to know each other and to share experiences, but also to share, how do I say, to know a bit each other. Okay, so I suppose that if you are attending this webinar, the English is your main language, or your language, in order to be near the project. So I suppose that the international conference could be good for you if you can come to Valencia on November. We're going to meet you, and you will be welcome, of course. Okay, now I'm going to talk a bit about the gvSIG Association in order to understand why and when the association was born and what are its main goals. But it is only 4 slides in order to understand the main idea. If you have more questions about the association, please contact us, okay? As I told you at the beginning of the presentation, the gvSIG project started at 2004 at the regional ministry here in Spain. Until 2009 has a really fast evolution. I mean, communities of user developers and also medium and small and medium enterprises were working with the gvSIG tools. Okay, so we thought at that moment that a collaborative infrastructure and a group of people that we call a professional structure was needed in order to have sustainability for the project. The main idea was that, the sustainability, and so in 2009 we created the gvSIG Association. The big name of the gvSIG Association is Association for the Promotion of the FOSS4G, of the free and open source software for geomatics, and the development specifically of gvSIG. There you have the link to the association, the webpage of the association. And the main goals are those 2 ones: promote, from one hand, promote the free and open source software for geomatics. We are talking about using 4G software for managing geographical information and to solve daily problems related to geographical information, and also to develop gvSIG, also to develop the gvSIG tools, okay, both. Okay, these are the main goals, but how to do it? How to promote the use of the 4G? We thought that the best way was promoting the development of a new business model based, as well as the gvSIG project from the very beginning, on cooperation and shared knowledge. Okay, the way of doing that is that parts of the benefits from making business with the gvSIG project could be back into the gvSIG project. This is the main idea. Okay. I'm going to tell only a bit about membership in order you to understand which kind of members we have in the association, and see if you could be part of that organization. Okay. From one hand, we have members or full members that are small and medium enterprises that take part into the association, deciding through the steering committee that has the gvSIG association. There you have the link in order to see which are the members, nowadays, the full members nowadays. Then we have another kind of membership that are collaborators, that are also enterprises that want to make business or projects with gvSIG and wants to collaborate with the project. So you can be a collaborator of the gvSIG association. And to finish, we have the other members that are non-profit organizations like university, regional ministries, research and development centers, etc., that promotes the project but do not make business with it. Okay, and here you have also the link in order to see the other members that we have. I have to say that all three categories are open to enterprises or organizations from the whole world. Okay, we are not centered in Spain, we are not centered in Europe. We are trying to make a wide net worldwide. Okay. Okay, now Mario, my colleague Mario Carrera, will tell you about the technical demonstration of gvSIG desktop. So thank you, and Mario is going to continue.
Hello. We are going to see several videos about gvSIG. The first one is about the main basic functionalities in gvSIG. As you can see here, this gvSIG manages different type of documents. We have views when we can insert the cartography, local or remote layers. We also have tables that are the attribute tables associated to the vector layers, or tables that we can add in gvSIG. And finally, we have the maps that are the graphical output of the views that we have in our project. So first step is to add a new view, and we can change their properties. We have the map units, the name of the view. We also can change the reference system. In this case, we would select the reference system. And finally, we have to open the new view. In the view, we have to add the layers. Here we have the different layers that we can include in the view. They are remote layers, web services, or local layers. In this case, the files. We have vector and gvSIG supports vector and raster files, and we are going to to load 2 vector layers, in this case 2 shape files. We open the files, and here we can see these 2 vector layers. Now we can, in our view, we can configure a locator to manage better the zooms in the view. So in the locator we can zoom to an area, or we can change to another one. You can see if we move on the locator, we can move directly on the view. Now we are going to see the properties of the first layer. We can see the name, the scale where the layer will be shown, and we can change the symbology. We can select the legend. In this case, we are going to select a legend by intervals, by the field area. We select the first color and the last color, and now it calculates the intervals. After accepting, we can see that the biggest polygons are in dark blue color, and the smallest ones are in light blue color. And now we are doing another zoom. We change to the other layer, and we can label the layer by a field of the attribute table. In this case is the name of the neighborhoods. We can change the height of the texts. In this case 10 pixels. And now you can see the different texts for each polygon in the view. We are going to disable the labeling, and now we are going to see the following tool. Is the zoom manager. We can save an area of our view, in this case the north, and if we move to another area, we can return to the saved area again. Here we're going to return to the north of our view. And now we can see here the attribute tables, the attribute table of the layer. We have different fields and the registers. We can get the information of each polygon if we click on the polygon, and we also have a quick information tool. If we select the fields to get the information, if we are on the polygon, we get the information directly in a small square. And now we have the selection tools. We can select by point, also by rectangle, or by polygon. We can, if we have the control key, we can select different polygons at the same time. So here we can see the polygon selection. We also can invert the selection, and we can clear it. If we have polygons selected in the view, if we open the attribute table, we can see that we have the same elements selected at the table, and we can move the selection to the top of the table to see them easily. We also can see the statistics of a field. In this case, the field area. We can see the statistics that we have: the maximum and minimum value, the zoom, mean, etc. Now we close the attribute table. We also can measure distances. We can see the distance of the last path, and also the distance of the total of the path. And we also can measure these areas. We can see the perimeter and the area of our polygon. The following video that we are going to see is about the editing tools in gvSIG. We can edit the existing layers, vector layers, or we can create new layers in gvSIG. In this case, in this case, we are going to create a shapefile. It's a polygon shapefile from the new layer menu. We select the polygon type. We also can add the different fields. In this case, we are going to add a string field. It's called building. And finally, we have to select the output path and the name of the shapefile. In this case, we call it building again. And here we can see the different tools in editing mode. In this case, we can draw the polygons from a polyline, from a polygon, a rectangle, etc. We are going to draw several polygons. Here we can see the different polygons. And here we can select the polygons. And if we open the attribute table, we can fill in the different registers for every polygon. We can fill in the attribute table. After finishing the editing tool, we can see the new shapefile in gvSIG with the 3 elements. Now, the next video is about the geoprocessing tools. We have several geoprocesses tools in gvSIG, from a geoprocessing manager. In our view, we have 2 vector layers, in this case municipality layers, and another one with the railways. And here we can see the different geoprocesses in gvSIG. We are going to use the buffer geoprocess. on the railway layer, we are going to select a distance, the distance 100 meters. We will dissolve the entities to get the one polygon, and we select the output file. In this case, we call it buffer railway. And after accepting, it starts to process, and we will see the results. Now, here we can see the polygon layer with the 100 meters, the buffer. And as we selected the option to dissolve entities, we can see that we have only one polygon in our case. And now we are going to see another geoprocess, that is the intersect. We are going to get the buffer for each municipality. We are going to select the buffer layer, and the clip cover will be the municipalities. We select the output file, the name of the shapefile, and it will start to process. And after that, we will see the new layer, the buffer layer, but for each municipality. If we select the different polygons on the new layer, we can see the each polygon for each municipality. Now we are going to see another video about the main raster tools in gvSIG. Here we can see two raster layers, and we are going to open the raster properties. Here we can see the size, the format, number of bands, etc. Now we see the bands. We can change the different bands, and we can see the results directly on the view. If we accept, it will change the bands. We also have the enhance. We can change the brightness and the contrast, and we can see that it changes on the view, on the layer. It will only change if we accept this process. We also can change the enhance. Here we can see the results on the layer. And now we are going to see, we disable the last tools, and we are going to see now the transparency. In this case, we can make an opacity. We can change it to the complete layer. Here we can see the difference between the port in 1980 and 2002, between these 2 years. And we also could change the transparency by pixel. And here in the last tab, we can see the general information of the raster layer. Now the next video is about the third type of document that I told you. It was the map The map is the graphical output of our project. So if we have our view with a legend, we can create a new map, and here we can see the paper where we can add the view. We have to select the view that we want to insert, and we can change the scale of our map, of our view. And then we have to add another elements, for example, the legend. We have to select the view and the layers for the legend. We also can include a scale. In this case, we can create the graphical or numeric scale. We can change the name of intervals, the number of intervals for the graphical scale. And after accepting, we can see the scale on the map. We can change the size, and we also can add a rectangle. We can add points. We can include texts, and also, as we are going to see here, the north arrow. Here we can see the text, and there are different elements that we can insert in the map. I'm going to show you the next video about the two of the main extensions in gvSIG that are network extension and 3D extension. We are going to see two examples. For example, the network extension, if we have a layer, a line layer in this case with the streets, first step in with the layer is to create the network. In this case is the topology. So we are going to apply the tolerance, and in this window we have to select the length field. We have a field with the length of the different lines, and another one with the sense of the streets in order to calculate the network. So after finishing, we have here our network, and now we have to select the field that contains the name of the streets. Now, first step is to manage the flags, the different stops for our network. We can, if we have a point layer, we can load the stages from the point layer, or we can insert them directly on the view, as you can see here. We can change the order of the different flags, and we can change also the name of them. Here we can see the different stages, the stops, and we can change these stages to a new shapefile. For example, we have the shapefile. It will be a point layer, and it's included in the view. Now we are going to change the symbology. of the last layer. And here you can see the new layer. It's a shapefile. And now, next step is to calculate the shortest path. Here we can see the name of the streets of the path that we have obtained, and we can change also the steps, the stages, sorry, in order to get another paths. And now we are going to see the different here from the path. We can select the different segments. For example, here we can show the different segments of our path in the map. This is the main functionality of the network extension, but there are other ones that you can see in this extension. And finally, we're going to see an example of the 3D extension. If you have the 3D extension, you can see another two new documents that are the 3D view and another one that is the animation. So we can create spherical or flat views. The spherical view is like Google Earth, for example, and the flat view is for local areas. And we are going to see an example on a flat view. We are going to load a digital elevation model. This is a TIFF file. We are going to load it as an elevation model. So here we can see the digital elevation model on the 3D view. With the right and left button and both at the same time, we can rotate, we can make the zooms, and if we add a new layer, a 2D layer on the view, in this case a web map service, it's an orthophoto at the same area, we can see the orthophoto in 3 dimensions. We are loading the new layer, and here you can see the orthophoto that it's in a server, a remote service, and you can see the orthophoto in 3D. And to finish, I'm going to show you the main functionality of the last version of gvSIG, the gvSIG 2.0. We are going to do a webinar about the 2 version soon, more or less in September or October, but I'm going to show you the main functionality of this version. In this version, we have the add-ons manager that we can install the different plugins of gvSIG directly from the application. We don't have to download the plugin or the extension from the website, and we can install it from gvSIG. We have 3 types of installation. The standard one that is in the binary, the installation from a file if we don't download the package, and the installation from the server that we're going to see now. If we connect to the server, we can install the plugins directly on gvSIG. Here we have the plugins that are available in the server, and we can look for the different plugins and we can install the extension directly on gvSIG. We are seeing the installation, and if we start download, after that, if we restart gvSIG, we will have the new plugin installed on the application. So it's now we are almost on time. So if you have any question, Eduardo. If you have any question.
Hi, Mario. Yes, there
Yes.
are some questions.
Yes.
The first one is a question from Vasilios Krasanakis. The question is, which are the least requirements of computer systems to execute gvSIG? Additionally, he would like to know about the optimal operating systems environment. He guesses if Linux is more compatible than a Windows machine, for example.
Yes, we have the system requirements in gvSIG. They are in the website. The recommended is
muted
500 megabytes, and it works with 250 megabytes. I'm going to show you in the website. It doesn't work now. In gvSIG.org, if it works now. From the website, you have the different versions. Now, for example, the gvSIG.0 version. And from here, we have I'm going to show you the English website. You have the system requirements for the different versions. So here, for gvSIG 2, you have the recommended one is 500 megabytes, and the minimum one is 250 megabytes.
Okay, Mario, thank you. Another question, yes. Another question from David Linares. He's asking you if this version of gvSIG, it's possible to do the .map files like the version 1.1.
The publishing extension is almost migrated to the 1.12 version, but it will be released, I don't know concrete dates, but soon. And in the future, it will be also for gvSIG 2. But now it's only for gvSIG 1.1.
Okay, thanks. Another question from Vasilios. He's asking is it easy to import your own symbol library apart from gvSIG format symbols? And he says that it's very useful in the case of creating thematic maps projects.
Yes, in gvSIG 2, there's it's very easy to migrate to create the symbol libraries. Now we are going to see in the blog, in the gvSIG blog, there are several symbology. There are several posts about the symbology. If we we're going to show you these posts, and it explains how to load the symbol library, how to create it from your folder with the symbols. Here you can see, if you look for the symbol tag, you can see the different posts about these issues.
Bear in mind that you can also, from the add-on manager that Mario showed you the last video, you can download some packages that are packed with different kinds of symbology. I remember the Google one, the one from OpenStreetMap, and also the one with healthy symbology. So if you can install a gvSIG version and try to connect to the repo for looking for symbols, you are going to find symbology that are already done.
Okay, thank you, Mario. Thank you, Victoria. I think we have one last question from Jorge Rubiano. He's asking you where he can find tutorials to use in teaching exercises, and maybe you already talked about the gvSIG blog and gvSIG Planet. Maybe you could talk more about where people can find more information about the project and how can they take part of gvSIG project and gvSIG community.
Yes, we have two different parts for the tutorials or courses. In the gvSIG website, there's a user documents section with a learning section where there are several courses, gvSIG courses for users or developers only in Spanish now. But you have in English and other languages, you have different courses about gvSIG. And the other option is the gvSIG training website. Here we have the link. It's gvSIGtraining.com, and there are different courses. It's possible in September we will start the I don't remember if it's the second edition of the English course. And here you have the courses that are available in the gvSIG training website.
I want to add something related to the training materials that we have on the gvSIG.org website. They are, as Mario told, on the developer course, we have only a version in Spanish. Well, this could be a great opportunity to webinar in order to think if people that is capable of understanding and working in Spanish and English in order to help us, in order to translate those courses about development in gvSIG, or the same for users, in order to have them in English. So if you are interested on that and you can do this kind of translation, don't hesitate and contact us, contact me or Mario in order to organize this, okay? Thanks, Eduardo.
Yeah, and a suggestion is to invite people from Brazil, because there are a lot of attendees in this webinar and in other webinars, and maybe to offer this course in Portuguese too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Well, they will be welcome.
Okay. I have some reminders, and then we'll have the final words from Mario and from Victoria. The answers that could not be made in the webinar will be answered after the event by email. The files will be available, the PDF file and also the videos. We'll send you an email with the links to download these files. And the certificates of participation will be sent by email next Monday. I invite you to know our agenda. We have a lot of events already scheduled, some webinars, and also the event Mundo GeoConnect Latin America will be held from May 7 through 9 in São Paulo, Brazil. So I will invite you to know our events. And the website of the Mundo GeoConnect Latin America event will be available soon, maybe in 1 or 2 weeks. And well, I would like to thank you, thank everybody that participated in this event. The speakers, Mario Carrera, Victoria Gassi, and also Manuel Madri from his help in the support in the chat. I would like to thank gvSIG Association for this partnership in organizing this event in English, and also my friend Guilherme Vieira here in Mundo Geo, that he was helping us with the chat. Well, so I ask you, Victoria and Mario, your final considerations. Then we are going to finish this webinar.
Okay, thank you,
Muted.
Eduardo. I only want to say that we want to thank the attendees that are 200 by now. So this is something really important for an English webinar of gvSIG. And remind you that if you are interested on the project, if you are interested on using the software, you are starting with it, don't hesitate in going to the mailing list, in asking, in sending us emails in order to explain you things, and nothing else. Welcome to the gvSIG community. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Mario, everybody from the gvSIG Association, and all the attendees of this webinar. I hope to see you, even if it was in an online platform, but hope to see you in our next events. Bye-bye.